North gave us the opportunity to work together with the RAAF and the JASDEF to prepare for real-world events in deterrence of China, as well as the integration with the U.S. Coast Guard and real-world search and recovery events that we were called upon. That included saving the lives of 16 individuals, as well as searching with the French and the Royal Australian Air Force. MQ-9 was tasked with a real-world search and recovery through the Coast Guard on the first Sunday that we got to Anderson Air Force Base. On the following Friday, then we were tasked to do a real-world search and recovery about 400 miles away from Guam. This is the first time that we've ever been able to do something of this magnitude with the U.S. Coast Guard.
The intent behind PRISM Heat was to execute an intelligence subject matter expert exchange. The focus of that being, we're going to generate aircraft, fly with their Hermes 900 unmanned system, provide the feeds to a central location so that both the Philippine Air Force and our ops team can look at those feeds, develop products, talk about best practices for intelligence processing and dissemination, and then use those lessons learned to go forward into our future operations.
We're looking forward to continued relationship building with the Philippine Air Force moving forward as our unit prepares for Valcatan 2024, which will take place in the Philippines this coming spring.
We were at Airbase 201 in Agadez, Niger. Our mission was we were base security, airbase ground defense. Everybody experienced that, going through a coup. The local government went through a military coup while we were there, and kind of seeing how all that went down, and that made for an interesting time. I think it changes your perspective, and I think everybody who experienced that has a better appreciation for what we, as a total force in the Air Force and the U.S. military, do, deploying overseas as much as we do to these different areas, but still be able to do our jobs, effectively.
The 119th Wing and 11 other organizations involving over 600 personnel participated in potentially the largest joint exercise in the state of North Dakota for the National Guard. We capitalized on our wing commander's priorities to develop combat proficiency, but we also promoted innovation through actions during a contested and degraded and operational limited environment that we would expect from our adversaries. The 119th Wing itself transformed to a deployed location where we did daily convoy operations to support intel training scenarios. The convoy operations were supported by MQ-9 ISR for convoy overwatch, along with Army National Guard helicopters and the 54th Helicopter Squadron at Minot Air Force Base. Those helicopters also provided a medical evacuation for our medics to do their tactical combat casualty care training. This was a fantastic experience, and I think the relationships from the jointness are what stand out. Over half the organizations were our state partners, and we'll be able to work together in the future a lot better.
Staff Sergeant Abigail Johnson and I conducted an ISRG fundamentals course in Accra, Ghana. The State Partnership Program is an amazing opportunity to learn about another culture, another military. This was the first ISRG or Intel-related engagement that the State Partnership has done, and it's just a really neat experience to have this partnership with Ghana here in North Dakota.
Sage Eagle is an exercise that Army Special Operations Command puts on. Our security forces members went there as a partner force for the Green Berets. And they were there to train us as a special forces team in our operations.
For security forces, I think it's a big deal because typically we are stationed on a base, whereas now this is more field work. So now we're getting more familiar with how to operate in a convoy, how to react in case you take an ambush, things of that nature. It was a very unique experience. In the open desert, training with individuals that you've never met before, basically just how you would operate for a 24 to 48-hour mission.
So today we're exercising with the 119th Wing, and what we're really trying to accomplish is through the interagency cooperation, be able to go downrange in a hazardous material environment and exercise together. So when we do have a possible call out, it's not the first time that we've worked together.
We're training with the Red River Bomb Squad in mainly robot operations, interior of the building. It's integrated training with military unity and release bomb technicians. This type of training affords us opportunities to prove our relationship. So in the future, when we have to respond to real world events, it gives us more of a understanding of how we work together and what our roles would be.
The 219th Security Forces Squadron traveled to Camp Ripley this August to get qualified on the Mark 19 grenade launcher, the M250 caliber machine gun, and to build some team camaraderie.
Right now we're completing our annual qualification for Mark 19. Some of these troops actually post with this stuff out in the field as well.
The ability to train on these types of weapon systems are especially beneficial to the large number of young airmen who have recently joined the 219.
I think that it legitimizes our unit's capabilities.
Skills developed at Camp Ripley this summer will help the 219th remain one of the best trained units in the nuclear enterprise.
We are the most skilled people on this gun, especially out of Minot Air Force Base. And we take a lot of pride in this. I guess we're definitely increasing the lethality by training.
Exciting day for the operations group, as we are sitting in a brand new purpose-built facility for our unit and a remotely piloted aircraft mission. Through the unceasing efforts of our airmen, both past and present, we have had a leading role in achieving our nation's most important national security objectives. This facility now incorporates their previously separated functions under one roof and provides the state-of-the-art systems and connectivity that our airmen need to ensure success as the MQ-9 mission continues to evolve and becomes ever more complex.
In Fargo, North Dakota, at the 119th Wing, the Hooligan Way is a real thing. I talk about the tradition of sustained excellence at the 119th Wing. Not only have you sustained that tradition of excellence, you have raised the bar, and you have the hardware to prove it, which confirmed what we all knew, that the Happy Hooligans of the 119th Wing were the best MQ-9 unit in the United States Air Force.
I mentioned how important the Hooligan Way is to our success. Well, following through is the Hooligan Way, a culture that involves caring for one another, driving innovation, and one that prioritizes teamwork. A culture that is willing to try new ideas and concepts to overcome challenges. A team and culture that I'm extremely proud and honored to lead.